Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're building a fortress, not with stones and mortar, no, but with the ideas, the concepts that protect our digital lives every single day. You ready? Let's jump in. All right, first question for you, and I want you to really think about this for a second. What's the most valuable thing on your computer? Is it your photos? The ones you can never get back? Or maybe your financial documents, that book you've been pouring your heart into for years? All of that stuff, it's priceless. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about protecting. So, to really wrap our heads around all this stuff, we're going to use one big, powerful idea. Think of your computer not as just, a metal box full of wires. Think of it as your own personal fortress. It's got walls, it's got gates, and inside, it's got treasure. And you're the commander in charge of it all.
Now, every good fortress, every strong castle, has to be built on a solid foundation, right? Well, in the world of cybersecurity, that foundation is made of three, let's call them pillars. These are the core rules that guide every single security decision that gets made. And here they are. It's called the CIA triad. And no, not that CIA. This one stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Look, pretty much every security tool out there, from a simple password to a super complex corporate firewall, is really just trying to do one of these three things.
Okay, so first up, confidentiality. This one's all about keeping secrets. It's the high walls, the locked doors, the whole 9 yards. It's making sure that only the people you say are okay can actually get a look at the treasures, your data, that are locked away inside. Simple as that. Keep in prying eyes out. Next, we've got integrity. This is all about trust. This pillar makes sure that the information inside your fortress is exactly, and I mean exactly, as you left it. It's the guarantee that no one snuck in and, say, changed a number in your budget spreadsheet or messed with a family photo. Your data has to be accurate and trustworthy, period. And the last pillar of our foundation is availability. I mean, think about it. What good is a super secure fortress if you, the commander, can't even get in? That's kind of useless, right? So availability just means your stuff is there for you when you need it. You're not locked out of your own castle. All right, so our fortress walls are up. The foundation is solid. Now let's talk about that big front gate. How do we decide who gets to come in? And maybe even more important, what are they allowed to do once they're inside? Well, that whole process is handled by something called Identity and Access Management, or IAM for short. It's basically a two-step dance. First, you've got authentication. That's you proving who you are, with a password, your face, a fingerprint. Then there's authorization. That's what you're actually allowed to do. It's like the guards at the gate check your ID, that's authentication, and then they hand you a key that only opens, say, the library and the kitchen. That's authorization. And you know what's wild? You actually see this gate, this whole process, every single day. The login screen. It's the most common security gate we ever walk through. But here's the thing, not all keys or accounts are the same. So you've basically got two different kinds of keys for this gate. A local account. Think of that like a good old-fashioned metal key. It only opens the front door to this one fortress, your computer. And that's it. Simple. But a Microsoft account, whoa, that's different. It's based in the cloud. It's more like a master key. It doesn't just open this one fortress, it syncs your stuff across your entire kingdom, your laptop, your tablet, and it gives you all these powerful ways to get back in if you ever lose your key. Okay, gates are secure, guards are on duty. But what about the actual treasures inside? The secret scrolls and documents? How do we make sure that even if someone does get in, our secrets are still safe and unreadable? Well, for that, we need secret codes, or as the pros call it, encryption. The first kind, and the easiest to understand, is called symmetric encryption. The name kind of gives it away, right? It's symmetrical. You use the exact same secret key to scramble your data into a secret code, and then you use that same key to unscramble it. It's super fast and efficient, which is awesome for locking up huge amounts of data. Yeah, this visual just nails it. You take your secret message, you use a key to lock it up, and boom, it's unreadable garbage. The person you send it to needs an identical copy of that key to unlock it. Its biggest strength is that it's simple and fast, but its weakness? Well, you have to get that secret key to the other person safely. If an enemy grabs that key in transit, game over. Your security is totally blown. So, to get around that whole sharing a secret key problem, the geniuses of the world came up with something way more clever: asymmetric encryption.
This system uses not one, but a pair of keys that are mathematically tied together. You've got a public key and a private key. And this is honestly the best way to think about it. It's like a mailbox. Your public key is the mail slot. You can shout it from the rooftops, give it to everyone. Anyone in the world can use that public slot to drop a securely locked message into your box. But, and this is the magic part, only you have the private key that can actually open the box and read what's inside. This isn't some niche thing either. This is the tech that secures basically the entire modern internet.
Last up in our bag of secret codes is something called hashing. And the best analogy for this is a blender. Seriously, you take your data like a password, you toss it in the blender, hit puree, and out comes this unique, scrambled-up digital fingerprint. But here's the key. You can never, ever unblend the smoothie to get the original fruit back. It's a one-way trip. And that's exactly why it's perfect for storing passwords. A website doesn't need to know your password. It just needs to know if the password you typed in creates the exact same smoothie as the one they have on file.
Okay, so for decades, security was all about building bigger, stronger walls around our fortress. But what happens if the threat isn't outside? What if it's already inside the walls? The whole game has changed, and it requires a totally new, almost paranoid way of thinking. Yeah, the old way of doing things was kind of like a castle or maybe a candy with a hard shell. You know, a really tough exterior, but once you got inside, everything was soft and trusting. The motto was trust but verify. We just assumed if you were on the internal network, you were one of the good guys. But that assumption is a massive, dangerous liability today. It's led to a new, much simpler rule. And this is it. 4 words that have completely revolutionized cybersecurity. Never trust, always verify. It's a total shift. It means we stop thinking about inside versus outside. We treat every single attempt to access something with suspicion, and it doesn't matter where it's coming from. So what does that actually mean? In a zero-trust world, there is no trusted inside. We just assume that a threat could be lurking anywhere. So every user, every device has to be verified, every time. You're only given the absolute bare minimum permissions you need to do your job, nothing more. It's this continuous cycle of checking and rechecking. It's like every single person in the fortress, even the king, has to show their ID at every single doorway they want to walk through. Okay, we've covered a lot. We've laid the foundation for our fortress, we've put guards at the gate, we've created secret codes for our treasures, and we've adopted this new philosophy of constant vigilance. So, what's the takeaway for you? It means that knowing this stuff is your superpower. By understanding these ideas, the CIA triad, how you're authenticated and authorized, how encryption scrambles your data, you're not just a passive person using a computer anymore. You become the active, informed commander of your own digital fortress. And that really just leaves us with one last really important question. The technology, the concepts we've talked about today, they can build an incredibly strong fortress. But at the end of the day, security is a partnership between the tech and you, the person using it. So I'll ask you, is your fortress strong, but are you accidentally leaving the front gate wide open? Think about it. Are you using a weak password? Are you clicking on sketchy emails? Knowing all this is the first step. The next one is making sure your own habits are just as strong as the walls around you.